Alrighty. All right, let's get into this. Man. Alrighty. Welcome in. Welcome. Hello. How we doing, everyone? Welcome, guys. Welcome. Nemi, what's going on? Ali, hello. Suki, the man of the hour, also. Massive Ghost, hello. I think I saw Nero, too. Also. Welcome in. Hello, everyone. Thank you guys very much for joining the live experience. I appreciate that. Hello. Welcome in. Dominus. Hello. Hi, Dominus. Hello. Welcome. Alrighty. If you guys are brand new here, my name is Oborrok. I'm known as the White Wolf. My community is known as the Galactic Wolf Pack. Everything we do is about positivity. We chill, we hang out, we vibe, we do a podcast. This is episode 15, and we will be bringing on a very long-time friend, a very good friend that I've known for, years. I'll say years. It's been quite a while. It definitely has been quite a while, man. It's been an absolute honor to know this very good friend, man. And we're going to talk to them today. About content creation. So our theme for today is content creation. We're going to be talking about content creation, streaming. We're going to be talking about creating communities, building friendships, some of the challenges of content creation. It might kind of splinter off into other subdivisions of conversations also. It's gonna be a lot of fun, man. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate you. Welcome in, Mama Wolf. That is my mom. Hello. Hello. Welcome in. Welcome, guys. Thank you very much for being a part of the live experience. We appreciate you. Welcome in. Welcome. Alrighty. Okay, so hopefully everyone has been having a great week. And it's Friday. It is Friday now. So hopefully everyone is going to have an amazing Friday. Hopefully your Friday's been great so far also. Do you guys have any plans for the weekend? Are you guys gaming, watching movies, going to check out any new movies? What's up, man? What you guys got planned for the new, for the weekend and the new week? Alrighty. Now also, if you guys are interested in checking out any of the other socials, if you guys like podcast, but you also like short form content or long form content, I do post a lot of other content here also on YouTube. Short form content, long form content, series, gameplays, walkthroughs, guides, tutorials, a bunch of different stuff. If you guys are interested in any of that or on any other platforms, all of my socials are at Oborrok, so Oborrok. If you would like to check out the Twitter, the TikTok, Instagram, any of that, it is all at Oborrok. Alrighty. But also, so this is live, so hello, welcome in. Everyone that is watching this live, hello. Also, by the way, Goku, hello. How you doing, Goku? And how are you doing, Nikki? It's good to see you guys. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining this live. Also, if you guys are, is that the Christmas playlist? No. Listen. It is, it is too soon for that. Hold on. It is way too soon for that, man. Oh, hold on. Wait a minute. I think we have an echo. Let me fix that. There we go. Okay, yeah, we had a little bit of an echo there. Alrighty. Yeah. Yeah, that's the Christmas playlist. My man, that is no. It is too soon for that. No, sir. Let me not. All right, here we go. All right. No Christmas music. Not right now. It's only 2 months away. All right. That's insane to think, man, as well. That is absolutely insane to think, man. It's October. Where did the time go? Where in the world did the time go? But no, so this is live. You guys are watching this live. Hello. This is a stream, but also I do stream on other platforms also. Typically stream 4 days a week. I kind of do a little bit of both Twitch and Kick. I've been streaming more on Twitch, but if you guys want to check out the Twitch streams where we play The Witcher 3, Fortnite, Cyberpunk 2077, a wide variety of kind of every game, if you want to check out any of those, I do stream on both Twitch and Kick. Again, a little bit more Twitch right now, but both of those are also at Oborrok, Oborrok, if you guys would like to check those out. Now, also, if you guys like listening to podcasts on Spotify, I will provide a link to the Spotify if you guys would like to check that out. And if you guys are checking out the podcast on the Spotify, I would massively appreciate it if you guys drop us a follow and a rating on Spotify, because it does help out a lot, and I do massively appreciate that. Now, also, if you guys have any questions of the topic and theme that we're doing today, if you have questions, comments, concerns, stories of your own, experiences, or anything like that, and you guys would like to leave them in the chat or do anything like that, you are more than welcome to. We will absolutely read those live if you're typing them in the live chat. If you are coming back to this and you're watching it once it is a VOD, you can absolutely leave them in the comment section, and myself or Suki will come back and we'll comment on those, answering questions or anything like that. But also, if you're listening on Spotify, there is a Q&A section on Spotify. So I believe if you scroll down a little bit on mobile, I'm not too sure on desktop, but on mobile, if you scroll down under the broadcast, or not broadcast, but podcast that you're watching, there will be a little Q&A section. You guys can leave, questions, comments, concerns, anything like that. So if you guys do have any of those, you can leave them in the live chat. You can leave them in the comment section on YouTube once it is a VOD. And then you can also leave them in the Q&A section on Spotify. But now, without further ado, let's get into this. Also, if you guys are liking the podcast, if you guys have been a part of these episodes, thank you very much. I appreciate that. If you guys would like to see more episodes and you guys are excited for today's episode, please drop a like on episode 15 of the podcast. And everyone that has already done so, thank you very much. Now, without further ado, let's call up Suki. Alrighty, so here we go. All right, let me here we go. Hold on. So this is gonna be a little interesting. This is gonna be a little interesting because I'm doing this on one monitor. Okay, so I wanna make sure this is. Oh man, this is gonna be weird to. Oh god, this is gonna be weird to read chat. Oh no.
Oh,
Okay.
do you have a phone?
I do, but I also have the questions on the phone. I have the questions on the phone, so I'm like, oh no.
Okay. Interesting.
I used to have them on paper, but I was using a lot of paper. So I put it, digitally. Okay. So I can go like in and out of the chat. I can go like in and out of the chat and see like messages that I've missed or something like that. And then, when we do another question, jump back into the question, read that, and then go from there. Okay.
Okay.
But let me see. So I should actually just be able to. Are you good? You're good too. Okay, so yeah, I think we are good to go. So actually, I should be able to close that. We are. Actually, all I should have to do is record. Oh, and I should be able to change that to that. And now we should be able to see Suki. Let's see.
Hello.
There we go. I can see you. All right, excellent. Welcome in, Suki. Welcome in, Suki.
Hi.
No, you look fine. You look fine. Everyone from Suki's community and Wolfpack, what do you guys think? Do you guys think this is good? This is a good layout. Also, everyone from Suki's community, welcome in. Thank you very much for joining. We appreciate you. Thank you very much for joining, man. Welcome.
Dude, thank you very much, Ovo. I don't know why I'm more nervous being on your show than doing my own damn stream. You sounded so professional in that intro, dude. I was like, dude, am I like lacking in terms of like how I'm promoting shit? Like that was clean, man.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Oh snap! What happened? Wait. Watch stream. Wait. The heck? There we go. Okay, there we go. We're good. It tabbed out. But okay, here we're good. We're good. Alrighty. So Suki, how you doing today? Good to see you, man.
I'm doing really good, man. I got a big grin on my face. I'm really, really glad to be here. Thank you for taking the time to speak to me, to pick my brain about stuff. I want to first do my due diligence. I want to say hello, to give the formal greeting to Bama Wolf. I'm really glad to see her here, and I hope she's doing well. And yeah, thank you, man. I'm doing good today. I woke up, I was a little groggy, like I told you. Like whenever I have to be somewhere, I find that my body wants to fight me to make the schedule on time. But no, I'm glad to be here, dude, and I'm excited to speak with you.
I appreciate that.
Hi, guys.
I appreciate that, man. I'm very excited to speak with you also. Every single time we get to talk, man, if we're talking about life, content, gaming, just catching up after a while, it always is a wonderful conversation. So thank you for taking the time today. Also, man, I appreciate you. Thank you, my
Mhm.
man. Also, I want to say, Scarlett, hello again. Dominus, hello. Eternal, Nikki, Jinx. Oh my goodness, Jinx. Hello. Hi, everyone. Hello. Welcome, welcome. Hopefully, everyone's doing good. It's good to see you guys. Alrighty, alrighty. So we're gonna get right into this, man. Alrighty, Suki, do you got any plans for the weekend, man? And I know that you do have you got movie night. You got movie night.
Uh-huh.
But do you have
Yeah.
any other plans or things you're looking forward to over the weekend into the new week?
It is 83 degrees Fahrenheit out here in California. So I probably want to get outside, feel a little bit of the sun for a little bit. Um, I have designs on hanging out with the community, of course. I actually usually like to take the weekend off for streaming, but I have a lot of stuff I have to catch up on. So I might be playing some Yakuza. I might be playing some Dark Tide. Um, some of the new My Hero Academia Battle Royale.
That
Um,
I will say that does look really cool. I got to see a little bit of gameplay and that it seems really interesting. It seems
it is.
yeah.
It is. It's surprisingly a little bit more shooter oriented than you would think. You'd think it's gonna be a fighter, but it's a lot more skill ability based.
Mhm.
Actually, considering you fucked with Paragon,
Mhm.
you probably wouldn't hate it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, no, yeah, Paragon was definitely going more the third person shooter MOBA aspect. They really wanted to make a fast paced MOBA basically
Hmm.
instead of like a traditional MOBA. They wanted to make it feel more like a shooter. So, I mean, I gravitated towards that game so easily. It was so fun.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
so fun to play, and it was beautiful to look at too. It was unlike anything I had seen because the only other, I mean, third person MOBA was Smite, and
Smite.
it
Yeah.
was more animated. It was more like not cartoony, but it had a very specific graphic style to it where Paragon looked like, I mean, it looked more like a, like a futuristic kind of Call of Duty, but a
Yeah.
MOBA, which was really interesting. So I loved that game. It was very fun. It was very fun, man. So you're saying it's maybe a little bit like that?
Yeah. Well, no. Fuck no.
Yeah, not like a not
No.
like a
You're
MOBA, not like an
you're
actual
not gonna
MOBA, but
you're
yeah.
not gonna get trapped in like that whatever that character was that took you to like another realm and then beat the shit out of you, the Reaper guy. You're
Oh,
not gonna have
Revenant.
stuff like that
Revenant. I
happen.
played a match
But
as him last night in Predecessor. Yeah.
yeah. No, it's fun. I like it. It's like bite-sized battle royale. Very small
Yeah.
map. Arenas are
Very small,
closing within like
interesting, very
10
small
minutes.
map. Are you looting also, or do you just
Yeah.
you do loot also?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I got you. I got you. Alrighty.
Very small game. I think you'd pick it up pretty good. I think you'd pick
Nice.
it up pretty well.
Nice. So you said a little bit of Dark Tide. All right, very nice, man. Very nice. A little bit of gaming, but you said you also like to kind of take your weekends a little off stream, kind of chill.
Yeah,
I
I
like
I
that.
bought a bike and I haven't been getting much value out of it. Like it was a pretty expensive investment and I wanted to like actively make sure I did more health stuff this year, but I just like I'm like, okay, I'll ride the bike today and then I just fucking don't.
Yeah,
so
and
so this weekend I want to do that.
I like that. I like that. Taking care of your health is very important. So being health conscious and even just having the thought of, I need to do this or I need to get into this is really good. It's a great start. It's a great start as well to be like, I haven't ridden the bike, but I want to, so I'm gonna make time to do that this weekend. So that's
Yeah.
good, man. I kind of do the same thing with my workouts. I have a workout plan that is they're like pre-recorded videos and they're like, I mean, they range from 29 minutes, 32, 35, 42. Like they range all over the place and they capture, wide different muscle groups, right? But
I'm not getting that deep into it, man.
I
I'm just, all I need to do is make sure I just sweat more than I eat.
but
I
but I've noticed like I cannot sit down to just like do those workouts. It's like 35 minutes and I know I'm gonna feel great
Yeah.
after it, but I
No, fuck
can't do
that.
it. But at 2 in the morning, I can rep out, 40 bicep curls, do 20 squats, do, 3 sets of tricep dips, but I can't sit to an actual like program for I don't know why. Like I don't
Hmm.
know if it feels like
Maybe you
restrictive.
like. Do you like being like self-taught more than being taught by someone else?
I mean, I really like guidance. I really like guidance, and I like having um, someone there as like a trainer, right? But now as I've like, I mean, in PT specifically, in my physical therapy, my trainer like he'll like glance at me, right? But he's like, "You got it," Like it was hands on. He would like. I mean, if he's not busy, he still will do the workouts with me. But it was very like every single workout he was doing it with me. Now, after months of doing it, he's like, "You got it." Or
Mm.
if he like knows I'm like starting to struggle on a set, he's like, he'll come help. But he's like, "Oh, you got it." So I think it's a little bit of both. Like maybe a little bit. I definitely prefer the guidance, but maybe I think it's I don't know, maybe because it's not like time restrictive, because it's
Mhm.
30 minutes. It's like a 30-minute workout, but it's getting in the mindset of just sitting down and just doing it instead of like procrastinating and being like, oh man, I have a million things to do, and then it's 2 a.m. and I'm like, I haven't worked out yet. Let me rep some bicep curls. You know, I don't know. I don't know. It's weird. It's one of those it's one of those weird things. Um, but
All
yeah.
right, let's not get too sidetracked.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We're going all over the place, man. Alrighty. Now, so our topic for today is content creation. Content creation, building communities, building friendships, and really just the space as a whole, right? So,
Mhm.
my first question for you would be, what is your earliest memory of content creation? And when did you have that moment of wanting to start? Was it from an inspiration or just kind of on your own?
Okay, so so those are two different moments. Earliest memory of content creation versus when I knew that I wanted to fuck with it.
Mhm,
The first thing I think I created was a really shitty 15-second capture of like Just Cause 2 gameplay. And it was recorded from a PlayStation, which I imagine a lot of people did. And I liked the idea of uploading something and just having it be there, even though like no one watched it. It was like a video
mhm,
of me catching like a falling helicopter, and I thought it looked cool. But I think when I really started to engage with it was uh like it was when Space Lords came out. Like that was when I had a vision for everything I wanted to make. Like it's clear as day. Like the roadmap went all the way down the train tracks, and I was like, I know how these intros are gonna look. I know how the typography is gonna look. I don't know how the fucking thumbnail is gonna look, but I know that I want to make this. But I was also very scared because when you're when you're getting into YouTube, you always think that there's someone else who can say what you're gonna say better than you, or make what you're gonna make better than you.
mhm,
And I was like, I'll just make this stuff until the quote unquote big YouTuber comes along and does it correctly. Like I've told this story I think a couple dozen times, and I was just like, I'm gonna make these videos. I'm gonna make them the best I can, and then because I wanted the game to get noticed, I didn't care if I didn't get noticed. I wanted the game to get promoted,
mhm,
and I was like, I just need to make content so that some bigger YouTuber will see it, and then he'll take the reins, and this game will blow up. And that never happened. And uh, when I started to like when I joined the Discord and I saw forums and people were like actually speaking about my name. You ever like entered a place and you like look up your name on a Discord and people were already talking about you? Like
Um,
it,
maybe not
it's
maybe not a Discord, but like a chat room. Like if you join like a homies chat or somebody like a distant homie of a homie,
yeah.
and like you see your name pop up, you're like, what?
It's a
Like,
weird feeling. Yeah,
yeah.
you're like heart skips a beat and you're like, did they like what they saw? Did they not
Mhm,
like what they saw? And it was really like my brain always thought the worst, so I thought they were gonna be like, oh yeah, that's that guy that makes like the shitty videos or whatever. But they were all speaking of it in such like positive regard, and they were sharing the information with each other saying, oh, you should do this like this guy says. And I was like, like the first thing I got was like I was nervous. I was like, fuck, there's kind of like a responsibility to this now that people are using this as like an example. So that made me want to do it better.
Mm.
So um this is how I knew I loved doing it. I was already in university. I was studying to do graphic design. Um I already had a fuck ton of homework to do. It was like 5 course loads. All the assignments take like 16 hours of your day.
Yeah.
And you get home and then I had to go to work after that. So I do dishwashing, and then after dishwashing and after homework, I would work on YouTube videos. And they gave me the Adobe Suite at that college. They give you Adobe Premiere, they give you After Effects, they give you Photoshop, Adobe Illustrator, Adobe InDesign. I had all the tools I needed. And I was like, I want to use all of these tools while they're free to make the shit I actually want to make. So I'd do my homework assignment. And then after that, I'd use everything I learned from art school for the video. And it was like, it was just a perfect synergy. And I
It
was
was
always,
a go
Hmm?
ahead. No, go ahead.
I was always more excited to see what my chatters would say when I woke up the next day about the video than like the teacher being like, oh, this was okay, or you need to go and refine this, or you need to do this. So it was like my motivation to see what even just a single random person said
Mhm.
was more interesting to me than my professor, which is probably unhealthy in hindsight. But my motivation to do that was a lot higher. And shit, I did that for a hot minute. And I'd say that was the spark was Space Lords, Raiders of the Broken Planet back then.
How did you find Base Lords? And like what was it about it that just drew you in so much from any other FPS or fantasy or RPG, what have you? What was it about Space Lords that just I know that I can play this, I know that I can learn this, and I want to like make content on it instead of just playing it.
um, I think it was a moment. Okay, I don't remember what trailer I saw. That game looked so. I think here's what it was. I saw Lycus Dion. He was in some trailer where he's surrounded by a bunch of Hades Division soldiers, and like Constantine comes and like helps him or something. And I remembered getting Anarchy Reign vibes from it. And like anybody who knows Anarchy Reigns, that's like a cult of people who fucked with that game and then it died, and Platinum Games won't resurrect it.
Mm.
So any game that even remotely looks like Anarchy Reigns to me, I attach to. So Raiders of the Broken Planet just had so many cool like melee mechanics to it on top of the gunplay. And I think when I had like the utmost confidence that I was like, I am so confident that I can play this game. I feel like I could beat pretty much anyone. That feeling I never had in a game before. I was like, literally anything you throw at me, I will find a creative way out of it. And I loved that about it. Was that it rewarded your knowledge back then.
Mm.
Um, and that kind of changed over time. But um, no, I think it was one of those early like TGS, not TGS, one of those early game shows showed it off, and I just fucked with it. That
Nice.
was it.
Very nice. So, getting earliest memory of getting into content creation was making just a video of Just Cause 2, and then really starting to get into content creation was already having the tools accessible through
Hmm.
going to school,
Yep.
and in your free time you wanted to use those tools since you had them for free to create things that you enjoyed, and you really liked seeing the comments that people put on your creations.
Yeah.
Nice.
Loved
Very
I loved
nice.
going to sleep and like waking up to like 15 notifications. It would be like 10 to 15 people commenting, and it was like it meant the world to me. I was like, "Oh my god, plus 10, let's go." And I was like, and I'd go and read and heart everyone's comment and be like, "Thank you for watching the video." Like, holy shit. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
God, man.
I mean, well,
I
I
miss
mean,
that channel sometimes.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, but that's the thing though, you know, like it's one of those things as a content creator, as a streamer, right? When if you've built a community, or maybe not yet, but you're on your way towards that, having just the thought, having the realization of like these are real human beings from around the world, that took it doesn't matter if it's a 15-second video or a 10-hour stream that took any amount of time to watch something that I did, something that I created, right?
Mhm.
It means so much because you put time into that, you put effort into that, and somebody recognized it, you know? Somebody saw what you made. So absolutely, I 100% agree. Like when you see a comment, like you ever kind of just been in this like weird kind of like flow state, right? Where you're not happy, but you're not sad. There's no like kind of like emotion at the moment. You're kind of just like, I don't know, playing a game on autopilot or something. Like whatever it may be,
Right.
right?
Were we talking about in life in general or during editing
No,
or
no,
what?
just I mean in life, right? And then in content creation specifically, you get a notification, right? I mean, and
Mhm.
this could be a friend messaging you, right? It doesn't have to be specifically content creation, but you're kind of just in this mode, right? And you're not really thinking anything. And then you get a notification. Again, it could be a message from your friend, it could be comment on your video, whatever. And you just light up, right? You just get that moment of like lighting up, right?
Mhm.
I don't know how to explain it, but there's been moments where I don't know I wouldn't be able to like say like I was in a specific mood or not, right? But then I would look down at my phone and I would see like I'm just running around doing like nothing in The Witcher. I'm just running around taking in the view. And I look down at my phone and I see that, somebody commented on a YouTube video and I'm like, ah, you know? So it's yeah, it's just it's one of those things. But yeah, I absolutely agree. Seeing those notifications and seeing that somebody took the time to watch something that you created is amazing. Really is.
Yeah.
I appreciate that insight as well, and that's really cool
I,
that you were able to use the tools that you already had from going to school, and you use that in your own creative process also.
yeah, I don't think that this would have happened had I not been in that place for that access to those tools. Because I think the drive was there that I would have found a way regardless, but it would have been much lower quality than it was. I was already editing off of the fucking PlayStation Share Factory.
Mhm.
Like I was using that fucking editing software, and that thing only outputs at fucking 480 to 720p. So I kept waiting for that comment where someone was like, "Dude, can you upload this shit in 1080p, please?" It never came. That comment never came. Like they were cool
Yeah.
with watching 720p, and I was like, "Oh fuck me, all right." I'd love to give them something better, but you know,
There was
um,
actually on the topic of resolution, there was actually a study that people like they studied this and they said, what is more important? Is it what you're seeing or what you're hearing? Right? And
ooh,
they said, is a lower resolution video watchable if the or movie, right? If
yeah,
the audio quality is really good compared to a lower audio quality but a higher video resolution. And they said in this study,
oh yeah,
they
interesting.
said that the audio was always way more important because if something sounds bad and it's hard to like make out what's happening or what's being said, you're
Hmm.
less likely to watch it all the way to the end
Hmm.
compared to if something didn't look as pretty technically but it sounded fine, right?
Yeah,
So I was
that
like,
makes sense to me.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. But that's really cool, man. I love that. And you said that you started this in college too, right? Like you
yeah,
started this while you were in college, while you were also working. You were doing this on the
yeah.
side.
So out of high school, I was originally going to join. I didn't have any kind of idea of what I wanted to do.
Mhm.
Like there was nothing in life that like really reached out to me. Like I was actually kind of sad about that because I really liked gaming, but the opportunities back in 2011 for gaming, I think Justin TV was like just getting handed over to Twitch. No one knew what it was. I
Mhm.
didn't fucking know what it was. Um, so I was gonna go join the Marines, like
Really?
out of high school. Yeah, I
Oh,
was gonna go. I did community college for a bit. I was working on a communications degree, but I was literally just like coasting because it was like I was like I'm going here because this is what I'm supposed to be doing, right? I'm supposed
Mhm.
to go to college. Um, but I was like, nope, I want to go join military. I want to go do something. I want to go learn skills. I want to do something that's exciting, take advantage of my youth. And my mom hated that idea. She was like, that place is going to stifle out the personality that I love about you. You are going to, they're going to extract a lot of the creativity that I know you have. And there's a lot, she's like, there's a lot of fraternity shit in there that I don't want you to get involved with. And this is the thing, if you're going to join the military, I have nothing against it. If you serve, I have a lot of respect for people that serve. But you will
Absolutely.
not be talked out of joining the military by your mother if you are interested in joining the military.
Mhm.
I was talked out of it. So a part of me knew that there was something else I could do. So she was like, I'll give you a deal. She was like, you go to college with your sister. You watch over her and you protect her for 1 year. And if you still want to go join after that, then you can join. And I was like, okay. I was like, sweet. Art school, I can do that. Like, whatever. I'll just go keep an eye out on her for 2 years or a year in San Francisco. Let's see how it goes. So I was basically big brothering her. Pretty much all I had to do was keep my grades up to parallel her progress, and then pretty much push her off into the ocean, and she was going to go become an artist, and I was going to go back and do military. And the fucking craziest part was I was really good at faking being an artist.
Mm.
So it was really weird being in these classrooms with all these. That's why, like, when they were like, oh, like, are you an artist, did you go to art school, I was like, no, I don't think so. Like, I think I learned the math of art, but I don't think that I was that kind of artist, because it always felt like, I know people say they have imposter syndrome, right? I was
Oh
literally an
yeah.
imposter. I
Yeah.
was like, I don't give a fuck about graphic design. Graphic design is not my passion. I just picked this field because it doesn't seem that expensive. That was a fucking lie. That shit's expensive. Um and so I would speak to these, like, there's a lot of talented Swedish students, a lot of talented Filipino students, and it was like I'd have to just lie about, like, my origins. They were like, "Oh, what got you into art?" I was like, "Oh, I made something in high school. I thought it looked cool." Like, and they would buy that. And then, like, I'd show up to class. They're like, "Yo, you're making really good progress. You seem to have a good understanding of this." And I was like, "Are they just trying to, like, reel me in so I'll spend more money here? Because this place is like 11 grand every fucking every semester, and that's
Damn.
the tuition entry fee." And I was like, I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, I learned a lot of shit, and then I used it in the middle of going there. I learned that I really liked content creation, and I was like, dude, this shit actually feels fun. Like, this is way more interesting. And I went on a big tangent, but I think I told you this before. One of my motivators was were negative content creators.
Mm.
I saw such egotistical, fucked up assholes that were just abusing how much clout they had. And I said,
Mm.
if someone that sickening can build an audience, I can do this.
Mhm.
Because I was like, I don't like that guy, but 30,000 people do. And I was like, I can do that better than him. Like, so that was a big motivator for me. I was like, I want to do the opposite of that shit. I want
Yeah.
to foster something that's healthier than that.
Yeah.
Because fuck that. So
Damn.
so negative people were also an influence for me. If everyone was just Markiplier, I'd never do anything. I'd be like, yeah, we're in good hands. Like,
Yeah.
Mark's awesome. Like,
Yeah.
I don't have to do shit.
And I saw your Twitter comment on that one video. What was his
Yeah.
name?
Can't
Puvi or Pavetti? The guy that was
the guy who
actually
caught that
in,
toxic
yeah.
Fortnite streamer. Yeah.
Yeah. But that's insane to think, you know? Like they were saying that his buddy didn't have a community at all. He has over
Yeah, zero.
10,000 on every
Yeah.
platform. And then you have this guy that has over 30,000 on every platform, and he's saying that, oh, you'll never get more than 2
You'll never get
viewers.
more than 2
Yeah,
viewers
exactly.
playing
You
like
know,
that.
yeah,
So
playing like
stupid.
that. And then also, and he literally said this too. He was just like, he was like, you know, you'll never get more than, he said, he literally said, I told you, or I told him, you'll never get more than 2 viewers playing like that. And then when the person he was playing with said, not your entire chat going in there and like being negative,
Yeah.
right? He was like, yeah, dude, you can't say that. You can't say that. You'll get banned. You can't say
Yeah. You
anything.
saw the clip, yeah, all the way
Yeah,
through.
yeah, you can't say anything negative about another streamer, and then it literally cuts back to him
clips
saying
back
that
to him
again,
saying
and
that,
it's
yeah.
like, wow. But no, like, here's the thing: if you have an audience, no matter it doesn't matter if it's one person, two, 10,000, preach a message of positivity, right? There
Mm.
is already so much negativity and hate and just just crap going on in the world, right? If you have the ability to create something, if you have the ability to build something, and you have the ability to connect with other people, why would you not do it in a positive manner, right? Why would you not uplift people and encourage people? Which is the thing that's really weird too, because like, I mean, on the topic of like big creators, you see a lot of big creators that just, and this is another question that I have later, is you see a lot. There's kind of like a big streamer vibe, basically.
Yeah.
There's not everyone, but there's a lot of them that's like typical streamer. And it's
Yeah.
like, let's just say you got 30,000 people watching you right now. You know, it's like the same. I think his name was Walk or Woke or something like that. The guy that made the edit, he said somebody is always watching. It doesn't matter if there's one person or two people or what, somebody is always watching. They're watching you and they're hearing what you're saying. So make
Mm-hmm.
sure what you're saying and what you are presenting to others is something positive and uplifting, wholesome, encouraging, whatever it may be. I just couldn't imagine being in a situation where I had 30,000, and not even, let's not even say 30, 1,000, let's say 1,000 devices, okay? Computers, laptops, Macs, iPhones, Androids, whatever, watching me, and I wasn't promoting positivity. I cannot see me being like, oh yeah, chat, yeah, dude, so like, yeah, dude, just go there and just say that he's like trash, dude. I
I think
can't,
it's
like,
a form of like they take it as a form of idol worship
yeah.
where they start to think that they are the ones that matter.
Mm.
They forget their station. They forget like every single person there has their own life walk, and they think that they're the main character. So they start to just, I don't know, man. We were just talking about this the other days. I don't know. Sometimes it's like, I don't know if it's the reverse of insecurity and a sudden influx of pride or what it is, but I think the reason why you're able to identify that, and it's very simple. You were raised in a very specific way, and you were instilled with a good foundation, so you don't have that shit on your shoulder. I don't know if you ever went through a phase where you had ego, an ego or anything. It happens to a lot
Absolutely,
of
I did.
guys. Yeah, happens
Absolutely.
to a lot of guys
I
where we
was
think
a
we're the
I was
guy.
a terrible teenager, honestly. Honestly,
No, you
man.
go, yeah, going through a lot of shit at that time. You don't know shit about the world when you're that young. Um, but you you just gotta survive that and hope
Yeah.
you don't fucking damage anyone else's life, man.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. There was something that I heard once that was sometimes people can only see your past. They're not willing to see, or they can't see your change or your um what's the word? Your development or your growth, right? So it's
yeah,
like if you're crossing paths with somebody, right? Always make sure that you leave a lasting impression, and that lasting impression is positive, because I promise you there are people that have told me things that I've said that I completely forgot I ever said.
yeah.
And they
You've
were,
done that to me.
yeah, and
You've
they
done
were
that to me.
and they were literally just like, "Oh, that time in that one stream 4 years ago, you said this thing and it really
Yeah,
encouraged me." And I was like,
yeah. That stuff scares me when they
I was
say
like, "I
that.
forgot
Yeah,
about that, dude." But I was
yeah.
like, "Wow,
I can't have someone remembered that. Like,
I was like, I left a lasting impression that encouraged somebody. So why would I not keep doing that?
yeah,
Like, you never know who's listening. You never know who's hearing you, right?
yeah,
So always say something positive. And this is something that my work taught me as well. When I was working in retail, I will be completely honest, I hated that job. I hated that job, dude.
Oh,
But
really?
but
Surprise.
but but it taught me a lot. I can definitely take away a lot of lessons that it taught me, right? But the thing is, um one of the most important things that it taught me is we were in orientation. Like we were literally in like the very beginning, right? Like, okay, you're signed on, okay, you're working here now, right? So now we're basically going to give you a tour of all the, the back rooms, and tell you like where this goes and all this kind of, we're going to show you all the stuff, right?
Mhm.
And we're going to kind of have like a little speech. They're going to tell us, safety rules, all that, whatever. But something that they said is always, and they were directing this at the customers, but I took this for everyday life. They said, always make sure that you are greeting someone with a smile, because you never know if you are the first person that they are seeing in the day or the last person that they are seeing in the day. And I took that even a
Wow.
step further, and I was like, not to be graphic, but that person could
I,
leave the
yeah.
the parking lot and they could get in a car accident, right?
Yeah.
And when the last thing that they remember is your face and the fact that you wouldn't reach to the top shelf to get that thing for them, or you didn't say, bye, or you were just like, move out of the way, or like you were aggressive or rude in some kind of way, and that's the last thing that they remember.
Mm.
That will weigh so heavy on your soul forever, right? It's like,
For someone with a conscience, yeah.
yeah, it's like, I mean, yeah, absolutely. But so they told me, they were like, no matter if you are if you're seeing somebody, if you're crossing paths with somebody at all, make sure you greet them with a smile. And if you have the opportunity to say something, you make sure that you say something nice or whatever, because you could be the first person that they're seeing in the day, or the very last person that they're seeing in the day. So make sure that you leave a lasting positive impression. And
Mm.
all the bad that happened from that job, the injuries, the everything, I will always remember that. And I will always hold that near and dear to my heart, because it meant so much to me. It meant so
Mm.
much to me to be like, wow, we are literally crossing paths with people every single day. And you see the rush of, being on your phone and your own everyday life, and like life is going by so fast, but you don't realize every single day you're bumping into people, you're having conversations with people, right? So, in like, make sure that while you're moving fast, you don't forget the moment to moment of bumping into people. And if you do bump into them, make sure that you leave a lasting positive impression, because they will remember it. And if you say something negative, they will remember it, So
Yeah.
you could be 10 years from now, you could be the most positive, amazing person, but that person you flipped off in traffic or whatever, you know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
Like, they'll remember that. They will remember you for your past.
Interesting.
So it was just a really interesting, like, whole situation. Like, from that one thing that was said, I was like the prophecy. Like, I just like
I think you got more out of retail than 90% of people that explore retail just from that one moment alone.
and I was told that I was replaceable too, man. Like, they quite
Oh,
literally let me know, you're replaceable. So it was yeah. It
hey,
was,
there's one of those words that stuck with you, and they were
yeah.
wrong.
Yeah. Now, so I
Let's-
I love having these conversations, man. Again, thank you very much for taking the time today. It really means a lot, man. I appreciate
Mhm.
you. But let me move on to the next question before we go down a whole nother rabbit hole. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. We got to
Okay.
be careful here.
Alrighty. All right. All right. Was there a specific moment in content creation or streaming that really made you feel like that space, content creation, streaming, was special? Was there a light bulb moment where you were like, wow, this isn't just making videos, this isn't just streaming, this is actually
Yeah,
something that's
yeah.
really.
Yeah, it just popped into my head right as you were
Mhm.
saying that. Um, it was when I it was when Addy. I'll always attribute me being on Twitch to Addy because I had no interest in streaming. I had a very I had a very specific personality on YouTube that you will have remembered, where I
Mhm.
was very structured in how I spoke. Everything was written via script that I meticulously worked on. I had to record over and over again to get it right. And the thought of talking live off the top of my head
Mhm.
wasn't something I thought I could do. Addy was like, "You should try bringing some of your people over to Twitch." And he was like, honestly, if Addy was like a pseudo manager, he was so much more confident in me and what I could do than I was. He was like, "Yeah, bring your people over to Twitch. They'll come with you." And I was like, I feel like you're kind of like assuming a bit. I don't think people like to just transfer sites that easily, man. He was like, "Nah, give it a shot. Give it a shot. See what happens." And so I was like, "All right, guys, I'm making a Twitch account. Um, I know it's that other site over there, but if you guys want to come hang out, I'll be playing games and stuff." I never knew how to promote myself. I was very, very like, um, I was very much that, and it's not good to have this mindset. I was like, "Oh, I don't like doing like and subscribe. I don't like promoting myself." And the reality is, like, you can be humble, but you will take a lot longer to get where you need to go in content creation if you're too humble.
Yeah.
And I was way, 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 way too underground. I was like, if I only want people who want to find me to find me. And it's like, okay, there's some
Yeah.
fucking chick out there that you're
Yeah.
supposed to marry, and she's like, I just want him to find me. He'll find his way here. I don't know how he will, but I'm gonna stay right here in this spot and he'll find me. It's like, no, dude, you gotta like you have to be in a lot of different places. You have to engage with a lot of different people or no one's gonna find you. But I don't regret having that part of me because it helped me filter out a lot of bad characters. Anyway, to get back to your original question, what was the moment where I thought I'd fuck with this?
Yeah.
When I saw a bunch of familiar faces from the YouTube comment section in my Twitch chat. When I saw Effidel, when I saw Red Saint Gaming, when I saw Nero, when I saw Cosmic Blinks, back then Nito Burrito, um, Midas the Stallion, Addy, and a bunch of others. When I saw them in Twitch chat, and this same feeling happened when we did the Kick stream, and you
Mhm.
guys from Twitch came over to Kick. It reignited that feeling again. That I was like, the platform might not matter. These people fuck with this vibe. They fuck with this
Right.
circle. I might not have all my alerts set up. I might not have my personality
They're there
and
for
all of the
you.
things that. Yeah, they were just there for me, and I was like, that is something that you can't really find in too many other places as an
Yeah.
average, person.
I like that. I like that a lot, man. You made a lasting impression on people, and
I think they just like my ass, but I don't know. I've only drawn the front of this model for a reason.
yo,
Let me drew the
oh
back
man,
though. It's on Twitter. So
I got you. Oh man, I really like that though. Addy believed in you. That's the thing too. Like in content creation, like I mean, you brought up imposter syndrome. Oh my god, dude, imposter syndrome is huge because you never want to compare yourself to other creators, right? Because they're on their own path, doing their own thing with their own style, and like
and they
you
have their own imposter
yep,
syndrome they're going
yep,
through. They're
yep, yep,
copying
yep.
someone else or worried about
So
emulating someone else.
right, right. So and you already are critiquing everything that you do like so meticulously, right? Like I mean, like you said, like you were making your videos, like you had to have the script and you had to have like the very specific wording, and this is how it was going to go, this was the flow, this was the pacing. If you didn't get it right, you re-record, right? And it's
Hmm.
like of course you're going to be really um you're going to critique what you do so much, right? That's where that imposter syndrome comes in, because you're like, oh, I don't like this. I could have, I could have done this better. I could have this, that, the third, right? I literally just did that. I posted a YouTube short, and I was trying to come up with like random ideas, right? I was trying to come up with random idea, and this is the thing about content creation too. The possibilities are endless. You could make anything. Your niche could be anything. You could be the niche. Your personality, your enthusiasm, and your humor, that could be the niche. So it could come down to not even being a specific game or whatever, right? It could literally just be you. People just want to see you, right?
Mm.
But I posted, I mean, and like you said too, as you were making these videos, and then Addy said, hey, you should go stream on Twitch. You're like, I don't know. And Addy's like, no, 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 you should do it. then you saw the familiar faces from the comment section in the Twitch chat also, right?
Mhm.
Addy believed in you. But so
Dude,
so I
he believed in me to like like a scary degree. I thought I was so paranoid that I was like, what is he planning? Like he has
Mhm,
such a vested interest in me that I was like, my channel's too small that he could like want anything financial from me.
mhm.
And I was like, I don't know. He just like he just legitimately believed in me in a crazy way. He's like, dude, he's like, you are funny. You make me laugh. I'll be in my living room just giggling next to my kids, and they'll want to know what I'm watching. And I'll be like, oh, you can't watch this. And like when my channel got deleted by YouTube, he uh he tried to archive as many of my videos as possible. He used the Wayback Machine and was downloading them, and he had them in a cloud. He's like, where do you want me to put him, man? And I was like, Jesus, dude, like I don't think I speak to him one on one enough to tell him how much I really appreciate him. But yeah, that guy, I think he was a big part of like why I treat you the way I treat you, because he was just like philanthropic in how much he wanted me to succeed. And I was like, he didn't want anything back but to see me happy. And
Love
we
that.
have both met people. We share mutuals that are like that. I won't name them
Yeah.
out of respect, but we know people like that who just silently they just send kindness our way, or they make sure we're able to get through the month, and they just like seeing us happy. That's all they want. It's not of this world, I would say, to be like that.
I like that. I like the way you said that. I lost my train of thought for a moment, but what I was going with the imposter syndrome and all that is obviously you're going to be very, like hyper critical on what you create. And that's what I
Yeah.
was doing too on this YouTube short that I literally just posted the other day. I was like, oh, I don't like this. I don't like the pacing of this. And like I used a light, like a RGB effect for a
Mm-hmm.
dance to like fit with the dance in there. And I was like, I don't know, man. It's I consulted my mom on it too. I was like, what do you think about this? I was like, do you like this part? You know what? And she was like, listen, it looks fine. I like it. Others may not, but that's fine. Post it and just keep posting. Just keep being
Oh,
consistent, right?
yep.
And it had an unbelievable a totally not expected at all result. And I was like, wow, 10 hours
Hmm.
ago I was like, this video is not funny enough, or it's not good enough, or it's not this or that. And it's like, people like you. Just create, just make. If you can, like, and like you said too, like in the teenage phases, like when you're like surviving, right? Also, you can kind of bring that to this as well. Like when you have those moments of like major, like super hyper criticalism to yourself, right? Just try to survive those moments, because there are people that love you. There are people that want to see you. There are people that really genuinely enjoy what you create, right? So try to not be so hard on yourself. And this could be in life, this could be in content, right? But try not to be so hard on yourself, because there are genuinely people out there that love you, and they appreciate the time and the effort that you're putting into this. So that was kind of where I was going with that, but I went all over the place with that. But I appreciate you for explaining that, and a massive shout out to Addie as well. It's very nice. In your many years of content creation and streaming, have you ever faced burnout? If so, how? How did you overcome it?
Okay, so I had a very specific goal going into it. I was like, when I got into it, I was like, I'm only going to be making videos for Raiders of the Broken Planet Space Lords. That's all I'm doing. I didn't have any plan past that. So, in that instance, it was very much just there was no larger plan than that. And I was also aware that I was like, once this game is no longer interesting, like I'm no longer interesting. Like my life was tied to that game.
Mhm.
And I'm sure a lot of content creators do that. They're like, "Oh, I need to
Absolutely.
make sure Call of Duty survives or I don't survive
Yep.
or Diablo or
Yeah.
whatever
Oh
game they're
God.
covering. They
Yep.
attach themselves to it." Now,
Yeah.
this wasn't a bad thing for me because it was all I wanted. I was like, I'm just going to promote this game. I'll only cover this game. If this game dies, I'm dead too. And I'll
Mhm.
go back to whatever I was doing. So in that period, there was no burnout. There was never a lack of ideas. It was constant editing. Like when I laid down on my bed at night, I was editing the video in my head for the next day. I was like, okay, we're gonna have that shot there. I just heard this song on the radio. This is gonna sound good here. I could think of that cut that would work really well with Suma because they showed that off on the new trailer. That's gonna splice perfectly into this. Then we transition into the overture. That overture then goes to this. And okay, and we can have this thing here. Oh, what if I did the typography like that on that scene and just bold text? Like I was doing that in my head, and I'd wake up and I'd start editing it, and it would happen. Like the sun would rise and the sun would set, and I'd get up and my hands would be shaking because I forgot to eat that day and the blood sugar was low.
Yeah.
So I'd like fucking stumble to the kitchen and start stuffing packs of ham into my mouth at 2 a.m. and like drinking energy drinks. And I'd be like, all right, that was a good day of work. And the funny part was I didn't get paid for any of it. Like
Yeah.
I wasn't getting monetized and I didn't want to get monetized. Um, I don't think Raiders of the Broken Planet could have asked for a better employee than a free intern who doesn't ask for pay and will just promote your game. But that's how much I loved that game and the people in it. Um, so once the Space Lords era ended and the game went to shit, and I had my final farewell podcast with all of the biggest players in that game, um, I remember looking at my channel catalog and I was like, this was a really good body of work. I'm really proud of this. Let's burn it. And so I started covering porn games. And that was such a tonal shift. And it was such a big, like I got so much negative backlash for it. But here's why I did it.
Mhm.
I was interested in covering Space Lords because no one covered it. And the next thing I said, I want to cover porn games. No one ever gives them any sort of true review or any true respect. No one pays attention to these bodies of work. No one talks about the artists that work on them. It's so taboo that these people work tirelessly and it's just like, oh, you made a porn game. Okay, thanks a lot. No names are known. So I wanted to cover that area and I was 100% expecting a nosedive in subscribers and support.
Mhm.
It was sort of like a self-destructive thing. Like I was like, if it's going to burn, I'm going to burn it. And I eventually did do that. The channel got deleted.
Mhm.
So sort of like a mandala, I built the whole thing and then I blew it all away. Um, Burnout happened when I had to restart.
Mhm.
I'm still in burnout. I don't have the creative vision that I did before for a video. I don't see it all coming together. Nothing has sparked me in the way that it used to, where I was like, this is so good, I need to cover this right now. Except for Under the Witch, which hopefully you've never investigated. That game I had to talk about, but
Suki, I've watched all your videos.
oh dear God.
I've watched all of them. Oh man. From the Watch Dogs God, what was the song? Bring the Madness.
Bring them.
From
That
yes.
video blew up.
Yes.
You know what pisses me off about that video? The audio quality was terrible. That was my first. I still remember that song. Bring the Madness was my first time ever interacting with Adobe Premiere, and I did not know how to scale volume. So the decibels on that volume is fucking bass boosted. So the song's supposed to be like, there's a principle of power, and here and people that steal it
Like
all. Let's go into City Hall. And in the video, there's a and people in the comments were like, this shit slaps. And I was like, are you on tinnitus? Like, I have been deafening audiences for years now that I just realized it. It wasn't just music.
Oh,
It
that's
wasn't just my
great.
screams. I have been
That's great.
blowing people's eardrums out since
Oh, that's great.
2019.
Oh man. That is freaking dude, that is quality, man. Oh man, that's good. Oh man.
But yeah, so like your mom
Wow.
said, she was like, just post it. You don't know what the
Oh,
fuck is
dude.
gonna work. And I'm sure any artists in chat have like
Wow.
either you've made a piece of music or you've made a piece of art and you were like, ah, this one's shit. And you like throw that one away, someone visits your house and they love it.
Yeah.
You're like, that
Yeah.
shit, that's so weird that our the beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
Hmm.
The reason why we're so critical of it is because we've been spending every second with it from the birth to when we send it out.
Yeah.
So we hyper analyze. We know every frame. We know every ghost frame. We know every second of the video, every millisecond of the video, and we you can sometimes learn to hate that video when you're
Yeah.
editing it. But
Absolutely.
no one else, when they see that final product, they don't see any of that
Hmm.
unless they're sevens. And he's like a super hyper analytical editor. And anytime I make a video, he's like, there was a frame at 13.4 seconds where accidentally left over a bit of footage, and it I saw it very briefly, and your viewers are gonna notice it. I was like, Seb, I'm not re-uploading a 16-minute video for a single ghost frame. He's like, well, I guess that speaks to the quality of your standards. I'm like, it's already has 700 views, Seb. They're not gonna watch it twice. And he's like,
Yeah.
okay. But yeah, burnout. I'm still in burnout, man. I will let you know when I get out of it. Streaming, I'm never burnt out on. And this is the thing. Recognizing when I was burnt out on YouTube videos made me not take the energy and enthusiasm to go live every day for granted. Because there might
Yeah.
be a day in the future where going live is not easy. Like you might be going through some shit, and there's some people in chat who are going through shit, and they're like, I don't feel like going live today.
I've had some
So
of those
if
moments too. Yeah.
so so like that is legitimately like that's a blessing to wake up and be like, I know that I'm going to be able to put on a good show today, and the next day to be like, I'm gonna do it again, and the next day you're like, I'm gonna do it one more time, and you're like, okay, maybe this thing, and then the weekend comes, you're like, oh good, I'm refreshed, and then you can do it again on Sunday through Friday. Um, so instead of being upset that I'm not able to get back into YouTube, I'm very happy that I'm able to take streaming so happily, that it comes so easy to me, that even on days where I'm supposed to be off,
You
I'll
just
wake up and be
you just
like,
want
I
to go
think I might want
live.
to talk to chat today.
Yeah.
Like, and I'll be like,
You want
let's
to
go do it.
connect with people. Yeah, you want to connect with people. You want to put on a show. You want to check in on everybody, you know?
I love checking in on people. Yeah.
Dude, there are times where I'm like I'm like, Wolfpack, I know I've been gone for a day, but like I missed you. I'm like, how are you? I'm like, what's new? And they're like, oh, bro, it's been a day. And I'm like, I know,
It
but like,
it
what's
feels longer for us. Yeah.
yeah?
Really.
I'm like, like there are man, and there so earlier stages, and depending on like life situations I was going through at the time, I've definitely had those moments where I'm like, I can't stream today, you know,
Yeah.
but then I do because I don't know what it is that's like overcome me at the moment, and I'm just like can't stream. I don't know if it's a depression or have no idea. It's weird because it's never the same, right? There are
Yeah.
every moment, and I've only had a few. I've only in 5 years I've only had a few, but every moment that has ever been like that has never been the same. It's always been different, right? But something that has always been in common with that is the major self-critiquing. Always. Every single time. If there was ever something that was similar with each of those, how vastly different they all share in common. They all have in common the self-critiquing to a hyper level, right? And over the years, and more specifically over, I want to say maybe the last, yeah, maybe 14 months, maybe 14 to like 18 months, I really just like I had like a moment where I was like, dude, you don't have to stream. You get
Yeah.
to. You get to. You get the
Yeah.
opportunity to connect with people. Do you know how amazing that is? Every day I woke up and I was getting ready to go to work. I was like, I already know that so and so is going to be in that place, and they're going to say this thing, and the managers are going to be sitting in the office, and they're not going to do anything, and they're going to complain and whine to us, even though they're not lifting a finger, and da da da. And I would have like the whole day mapped out, and I have a
Yeah.
negative
Yeah.
attitude about it, right? Just going in, and I was like, you never have that in streaming, right? You never have that. Like, I'm like, dude, take the absolute. If you want to like say this is like the worst stream, right? Like the worst stream you've ever had. doesn't even compare
Compare.
to your
Yeah.
best day in retail
Yeah.
or the food industry, or like you are at home in the comfort. You are in the comfort of your own home, wearing pajama pants or whatever you're wearing, and you are talking with people from all around the world that have made time out of their busy days and their schedules. Some people at work, they're literally at work, and they tune in and they get
I
excited
love
to
work
see
lurkers, man. I
you.
like getting them in trouble. I don't know how
Yeah.
they watch me on their work terminals, bro. Like,
Yeah.
I
That's the
don't
same
know.
that's the same thing too. Like I had this situation recently. I was like, "Oh, you're at work?" I was like, "I really hope I'm not getting you in trouble." And they were just like, "It's a really slow day. It's fine." And they're like, "Our managers don't care." And I was like, "Okay." I was like, "Be careful, please." And I was like,
Nah,
"Who
I
are you
can't think
watching?
of
You're watching Oborrok,
anything.
you're fired." I'm like, "No." Like, be careful, you know.
I hate
But
wolves.
exactly. I hate wolves, dude. Worst animal ever. Oh man. This is hey, Suki, seriously, this has been wonderful, man. This really has been wonderful. Like I said, every time I get to talk to you, it's always amazing. Thank you, brother.
Thank you.
All righty, let me see here. So, uh,
What's your next question?
did you always want to build a community, or did you not think about that in the earlier stages of your content journey? Was
No,
creating a community always a thing, or was it something that came later?
no. I was I mentioned earlier the amount of insecurities I had about
Mhm.
getting into YouTube. I literally, if I was protected by some sort of shield of kindness. I was
Mm.
so fragile that if someone had said enough negative shit about enough of my videos, I probably would have deleted like all of them.
Yeah,
I was
I
so insecure about my
yeah.
content creation that even if that idiot, if I went to his channel and he had 0 subscribers and made a video about Call of Duty, I would have cared about his opinion
Yeah.
because he took the time to write it. That's not a healthy mindset to have.
Mhm.
And uh, I didn't expect to build a community. I was very introverted. I was always worried people were going to say my voice was weird or that my
Coming from
mic was
someone
bad.
who spoke with a fake voice for years, I
You spoke
feel
with a
you.
fake voice?
I did. I did.
Was it higher or lower?
Lower, much lower.
Yeah, well, now
Yes.
is it faking now or is this your
No,
voice?
this is my
Okay.
voice. This is my
Can you go
voice.
lower than this? Let me hear what it sounded like.
It sounded something like, yeah, oh, dude, this is weird. I'm like priming it. I'm trying to like, you know, I'm trying to like pull it out, dude. It's
No
been
wonder you were
years.
stressed making videos. You
Oh
were
my
faking it.
god. Yeah, literally. I was literally faking my voice, but it came from a place of insecurity because I was told that I sounded like a girl.
Oh.
Yes. So, that's where this voice came from. I'm dead serious. This is literally how I would speak. I'm mean. I would
You sound
enter.
like a wrestler.
I would enter every single chat and speak like this. I would make
Aw.
videos like this. I would stream like this. I had to tuck my chin into my chest to get that voice. I'm dead ass.
I'm sorry. I'm not laughing at you. I am.
Yeah, I know. I'm
But,
not
like,
laughing. I
that's
am.
adorable. Like, that's adorable. That would be tiring if I had to record like that. I'm like, hey guys, it's Sasuke here.
Yeah.
Today we're
Yeah.
gonna be covering the USU 21. Like,
Yeah.
that hurt. Oh, my neck. Oh, my
Yeah.
jaw.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Oh,
that
please,
fucked with me
dude,
doing
please,
that.
please be careful. We don't want to get the lockjaw. Be careful. Careful, man.
Knock on wood.
But yeah, no, like I had that moment too where I was just like I didn't think people would not like my voice. I already had people that said they didn't like my voice. So
Yeah.
that's why I was like, all right, I got to change something, you know? I was like
Yeah.
I got to change something. And that started with the Oborrok thing. I was like identity searching for I was identity searching for well, actually no. Oborrok was when I was like, okay, F it, you know, I am who I am, right? It was right before I came up with the name of Oborrok. But I still did it a little bit when I'm not gonna lie, I still did it a little bit when I was Oborrok. But when I first like came up with the name of Oborrok. But um, I so when I was going through like a major life situation, family situation, and I was like, I've already been told that my voice, this, that, I look this specific way or this, or, I was very self conscious. I could not look at myself in the mirror. I could not hear my own voice. I never
Damn.
smiled. I never, like, I have a tooth that sticks out, right? You would never in a million years catch me smiling. I would not
Mm.
smile. I could not look at myself positively. I could not credit myself for anything. I was the human embodiment of like self-deprecation. Like I hated myself. Like I
Wow.
I hated myself, bro. And I wanted so badly to be something different. So I always had a different
Mm.
email, a different PlayStation name, a different. I was always trying to become something else
Wow.
that people would like. And I was like, when I finally came up with it was 2017. It was December 31st, 2017. So it was almost 2018. I said, screw what people think. If you don't like me for who I am, then you don't like me. But I am going to be who I am. And if you don't like me, then I don't know what to tell you, right?
Boom.
And uh and I was a bit more aggressive a couple of years ago. I'm not gonna lie, you don't like me. I was definitely a bit more aggressive back then. But
Well, you were. It was like an excessive reciprocation of how much you pushed yourself down. So it was
yeah,
resurging as a different form of ego.
yeah,
So it's kind of making up for lost time. Comes
yeah,
out, a bit brash.
yeah. But yeah, so I literally would just, I would literally just I said to myself, I was like, Oborrok is a new beginning, and I'm done making new names. I'm done making new names. I'm done trying to be somebody else. I said, I am Oborrok. And on that day, I became Oborrok, and it stuck the whole way. And I've never changed it. And this journey has been amazing. But it came from a place of so much hurt before I got to that point that I didn't even think I could be where I am today, you know?
Mm.
Which is insane. Which is definitely insane, man. But no, so what were you saying about your voice? You were saying that you would think people might think your voice was weird. Or I apologize. I'm going on my whole life
I'm good
story.
I'm a good listener. I can turn an interview around.
But so you were saying that you had like fears of people thinking your voice like was weird or anything in like the
Yeah.
earlier stages.
Yeah. I thought that the YouTuber was supposed to sound very excited, like, hey
What's
guys,
going
what's
on,
going on?
guys? Yeah, having all the slashes and the cuts and the fades and the.
Yeah.
Today we're playing Call of
I
Duty. Let's go. Yeah, yeah,
so like when I was just like I couldn't fake that energy. I'd have top of the morning Toya. Yeah,
exactly.
exactly. Um uh
Exactly.
Which, by the way, like that energy is in me, and that's what the part of live streaming is fun because
Mhm.
when people would go from my YouTube to my Twitch, they'd be like, "Dude, you are so much more rambunctious. You
Yeah,
seem so composed and like stern on your YouTube, and over here you're like a little gremlin." I was like,
yeah,
"This is me off the script." I'm kind of, and so that was cool because there's two parts of me. There's like the part I could share with Twitch, which was just I'll talk to you about anything as long as you're being respectful about it,
Mhm.
and then there's YouTube where I'm very driven and focused on a specific thing. But yeah, I was worried about the voice and I was worried it would sound boring and I would record with what I thought was enthusiasm into that snowball mic and I'd be like, "Hey guys, what's going on? Sasuke here. We're doing this, this, and this." And I'd listen to the playback and it would be like, "Hey guys, Sasuke here. Welcome to another Raiders of the." I was like, "What the what the?" I was like, I swear I was screaming. I swear I had more enthusiasm. Why did it come out like that? And I'd be so pissed. And it was already like 8 minutes of script. I'm like, I'm not recording that again. Like, that's bullshit. I swear my voice was louder. And so I'd turn up the gain in After Effects and I'd send it out and uh I swear, like this has happened too many times from too many different strangers where they were like, "I really like your voice. I think it sounds very cute. I think it's this and this." And I was like, "This has got to be one big joke." Like they're all in on it. Like there's no way. But I guess there are inflections and there are things that I do that people detect that like I was talking about making videos. We've been living with our voices our whole life. We don't hear it the same way other people do. So,
Yeah.
and I've been that way. I've heard other people speak, and sometimes the way they say certain words, like I wouldn't necessarily call it a sexual attraction, but I'm like, just really liked how they said that. Like
Yeah.
that was nice. Like
I really
so,
like accents. Like I really like accents, and I like um like the ways that someone with an accent might explain something. That's the exact same thing that we're talking about, but they explain it differently
yeah, they're
because of
just
an
more.
accent.
It's more interesting to listen to them. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Like there is this there's this there he doesn't have an accent. There's a singer that so there's this artist that he just has a like a deep country voice. I could listen to him. It's the same thing with Idris Elba. He doesn't have like
Yeah,
an
dude, have
accent,
you
but
ever
I could
watched
just
Luther?
I haven't. I
Watch
haven't.
Luther.
Okay.
If you liked Phantom Liberty, go watch Luther.
Okay. Okay. I
I'm screaming at you. That's your homework assignment.
okay, okay, I will do. I will do. I
Go
promise
watch
you.
it after this.
I
You will
will.
fucking love that show.
Okay.
Oh my god.
I got you.
All right, sorry for. All right, sorry.
No, you're fine.
I'll
You're
watch it
no,
with
you
you. Just try. Anytime you're
yeah,
gonna do
let's yeah.
Luther night, you call me up. I'll watch an episode.
Yeah, yeah,
All right.
let's watch it together. But yeah, no, like that's the same thing. Like just a specific voice. I'm like, I could listen to you talk all the time. Like like you could literally. And here's another thing too. Here's another thing too. Do you know Gabriel Iglesias, the comedian? Well, he's he's a comedian, and he does like he'll do voice
Yes.
impressions sometimes. He'll do voice
Yes, I
impressions.
know
He'll
this
do
guy.
yeah. So there was one time he was talking about a British guy walking down the street and seeing trash on the street, and he was just like there's something about different like accents and different like depending on where you were raised and all that, right? The way you say things, he was like, this British guy could just be like, oh, there's so much rubbish on the floor and all. And he would gain a crowd of people that are just like, I don't know what the hell this guy's mad at, but he's pissed at that trash or something. And it's like, it's just the way something is said, It's like, I don't know. It's just interesting to hear other people speak, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's really yeah, it's really interesting to hear other people speak and to see the spin on specific, vocabulary that they do, a
I
specific
like
spin or
I like Javier Bardem. If you ever listen to him,
I
he's
haven't.
really good.
Okay.
He's from No
I'll have to check
Country
that
for
out.
Old Men.
Cool. Cool. Could you send that to me so I could check that out?
I'll
Part of my
send you the
homework.
perfect scene. Yeah.
Part of my homework. Alrighty. Now so next question for you. And I do really like also on the content creation or on community, on building a community, how you said it wasn't a thought beforehand, right? It wasn't really something you thought of beforehand, but it turned into something that was like, oh wow, there are people that really genuinely love what I create, and this is something that I could do, And then and then another thing, like you said, when you saw the familiar faces from the YouTube comment section in your Twitch chat, you were like, wow, like people really just mess with me and like what I do. That's amazing. So it wasn't something that started in the very beginning, but it's something that grew and became beautiful. And now you have a wonderful community that loves you, adores you, appreciates what you create, and you host amazing streams, man. Amazing streams. Uh,
Thank you, man.
so I appreciate you explaining that. What are some of the biggest challenges you faced throughout content creation and streaming?
Uh, um, okay, so it's funny enough, it has to do with community.
Mm.
It is getting a lot of people to get along, to
Ah.
respect each other's
Mhm.
different ideologies, different political beliefs, different religious beliefs, different sexual beliefs. Um, Getting all of them to understand that it is supposed to be a tavern of just like just being happy. You're
A
not supposed
place
to
of
bring that stuff
acceptance.
in the door.
Yeah.
I sometimes pull out some political shit from behind the bar and I throw it on the top and I talk about things, but I am aware that if I'm not educated on a topic, I will I will say, "Hey, I don't have enough information to have a valuable opinion on this. We're going to stow this." Um and and I've been fortunate enough to have a lot of people who have lived very different lives that I've learned from in chat, and they've chimed in and said, "Hey, I've got familiarity with this aspect of the military. Things work like this, not like this." And I go, "Okay, thank you." Or they say, "Hey, I'm from this part of the world that actually is like considered a stereotype. We actually do things like this." And then everyone gets informed.
Hmm.
And I'm very big on like, if you're willing to educate yourself and you're willing to apologize, that's such a big part for me, is like, if you're willing to apologize and you're willing to learn, I take that into account. Like, I'm not gonna let you fucking fuck up every week back to back, but
Hmm.
um, if I can see there's growth and that you're not like some fucking hard-headed NPC, like, yeah. So getting people to get along has been the hardest part, um, as well as making sure that you're nurturing the community, which means sometimes you got to cut off people that you've
Yeah.
liked. Sometimes you have to cut off branches
Yeah.
of a tree. Um, there have been people who donated a lot of money, who had things to say that I didn't like. Um, there was like, I remembered I was being supported by someone who was very generous for the wrong reasons. Like, they were getting something else out of my platform that I wasn't expecting, and I was like, I don't fuck with that. And the fact that you've been here among like other characters that you're have this kind of hatred against, isn't cool. And I
Mm.
was like, and I'll be like, hey, you're allowed to have that opinion. You just can't have it here. And um, yeah, no, like that's something I'm glad I really got. Like, that's something I'm glad I fought for early on, because I think a lot of us, when we're building communities, we're worried, and I think female streamers deal with this 99% more than guys do. Sometimes you have people in your communities that make you uncomfortable, and you
Yeah.
let them stay because you think that having them there means it's just one more person in your community.
Hmm.
But sometimes that one person poisons other better people that would have shown up.
Yeah.
And they, like you said, there's always people listening. Sometimes they're watching that you're allowing that person to be in your community, and they no longer feel safe there, or they
I've
no longer feel like they like it here.
had
And
a
you
couple
let
of
that happen.
those. Yeah, I've had a couple of those situations before where. So I really like what you had to say about that. Really keeping the peace between everybody, making sure that everybody feels like this is a sanctuary of safety, you know, and how everyone's beliefs and everything is respected, but also maybe try not to talk about it so openly because that might start a situation. But if it is open, like you said, you might bring politics into it or something like that. Have it be a situation where it is informative. You know, people get informed and there's no hate being spread or anything like that. At the end of the day, if there is a topic like that brought up, it's something where people can learn from it, but everybody ultimately feels safe through and through,
Yeah,
which I
yeah.
love that.
I've been
I
I
love that.
like I always say, whenever we navigate real like rough waters, and I see that no one yelled at each other, no one blocked each other, everyone was able to come out of it on the other side. I'm like, dude, that makes me proud to see that you guys are able to handle that conversation like adults. Like,
Yeah.
that shit's like amazing when that happens. The other tricky part is teaching a lot of like, like, obviously I'm very open about like sexual uh content and stuff like that.
Hmm.
The tricky part is teaching people the sort of very nuanced like lane that we drive in, where you are not supposed to be like weird about your infatuation with attractive characters. Like, it's
Hmm.
fine to be like, and you'll notice this distinction. Almost any time a character is sexualized on my screen, it's always a fictional character.
Hmm.
I'm very careful not to use real people or ever talk about real people,
Right.
because I don't like that. Um,
In respect for them, you know, as well. They might have a body of work that is of that nature, but at the end of the day, after shooting or whatever, they're going home to their family. They're a normal, average, everyday person, right? So it's like try to be
oh,
respectful of
this
that.
isn't even just for sex workers. This is for everyone. Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, no, I'm saying
yeah,
like if I mean it could be anything like that, right? But yeah, you know, at the end of the day, it's a normal, average, everyday person. So
yeah,
try to be respectful to them. You know? So I like how you said, you know, you try to be very careful, not bring real people into the mix. And normally, if something is going to be sexualized, it is a fantasy character. It's not. I like
yeah,
that. I like that.
yeah. Some people, I think most people get it,
Mhm.
but sometimes you have like just horn dogs that come in and they're just like, "Awooga, awooga, show me the character's ass," and I'm like, dude, like you're being weird. You
Yeah,
know there's like 70 other people in here. You
yeah,
think that I think you need to chill. Like you're
yeah,
coming here for a very specific reason. It's very easy to filter people out like that.
yeah.
Um yeah, they usually show their funny enough, they usually show their ass pretty quick and I'm like, "Nah, you're not going to fit in here." But yeah.
I like that. Kind of being able to like read the room also, especially I mean after years of content creation, being able to can you do you think you can kind of see the vibe pretty
Yes.
quickly?
Very fast. Yeah. They're like I will sometimes place a little tag on people in my mind where I'm like, that could be a problem.
Hmm.
Like I'm like I saw how they navigated this. I saw how they spoke that way about this. I see a problem arising potentially, and I'll keep that in mind if there's ever a future testimony where someone that I know the baseline behavior is like, "Hey, dude, I got messaged out of the blue by this person." I'm like, "Okay." I'm like, "Yep, I knew that was gonna happen. Gotcha."
Yeah.
And then I'll speak to them. But yes, yeah, being able to read vibes, moderating for a lot of friends. I mod for Neko and Planties and a couple of other friends. I've seen some real fucked up behavior that makes me disappointed, but
Hmm.
uh, yeah, that stuff has taught me like a lot about what like female streamers go through versus guys, and it's disheartening and it sucks. I think if guys realized they chilled out and didn't fucking act weird, I think the girls would honestly be more comfortable.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and by making them cagey, you're now just making it worse for everyone. Like I don't know. It feels really odd. I think it's mostly teenagers or something. I'd
Hmm.
hope it's teenagers because if it's
Yeah.
grown man, that's fucking sad.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah. No, I definitely hear you on that. There's a level of respect for other humans, and there's also you have to have a level of respect for yourself as well. Like there's just things you don't say, things you don't do, places you don't go, you know, like come on, man, you know? Like I've definitely had some situations like that before. I'm like, dude, you're 26. Come on, man. Like really? I'm like I've had people older than me act younger than me. And I'm like,
mm-hmm.
come on, man. This is a place where everyone's accepted, everyone is loved. There's no judgment. You know, like this can be a place where everybody can get along and have fun. And now you just made it weird. You know, so it's like,
Some people like that. They love
yeah,
that attention. They like ruining a vibe.
hmm
They like knowing that they can impact an environment like that. Best thing to
and
do is just
yeah,
who to move on.
honestly. So that's a good segue when it comes to creating a community. When it comes to creating a community and creating friendships throughout a community, either yours or other communities, what are some of the most important lessons you've learned over the years?
Okay, so when it comes to content creation,
Mhm.
um, true friendships are quite rare. And that's not
Yes.
something that
Yes.
I say with any negativity. It is just, I think a lot of people don't know what a true friendship is. They
Mhm.
might think that they're in a friendship, but they they're just it's like just pleasantries versus actually caring for the well-being of someone else, wanting to know their situation, um, wanting to make sure they're okay. So when do you? What was your question? When is a friendship?
So in building a community and having friendships in content creation or streaming, what are some of the most important lessons you've learned over the years?
Okay. So one of the biggest lessons I learned was that you can't be there for everyone.
Yo, yeah.
Um,
Yep.
when the
Yep. Yep.
when the community was smaller, I wanted to make sure every single person was okay. Um, I would try to DM as many people as I could. I just wanted to make sure when they were coming to the stream, they were in a good place. Um, and there were some people that uh, they would take advantage of that, and they would get weird. And I like how you kind of looked over, like, yeah. Did you experience something like that?
I've had yeah
Okay.
I've had a couple situations like that. I've been a part of some very like niche games before, and I've met some of the most amazing people from them, but I've also met some weirdos. I've met some horn dogs. I met some
Mm,
controversial people. So yes, absolutely. But no, I absolutely agree. Um, Realizing that there will be a point where you can't check on everyone, you know? And
yeah.
if you do check on everyone, if you message every single person and catch up on every single person, before you know it, the day is gone, you know?
Yeah.
And it's not that you don't want to check on people, but it's you only have so much time in the day, right? And there are so
It's
many
not even just
pressing.
that. It's just there's an energy that is taken
Yeah,
from you when you choose
yeah.
to do that.
So
Um,
you have to be very yeah, I mean yeah, you so there's something that was once said that there's only a certain amount of time in the day, but more importantly, there's only a certain amount of energy you can what was it? Output, not display. I think it's output. There's only a certain amount of energy you can output a day. So make sure you're using your energy on people that are going to recharge you. And I was like, "Whoa."
mm,
I was like, "Yeah." I mean, yeah. Yeah, though. Um, but yeah, no, like you said, it can definitely take energy, you know, and realizing that you can't be there for every single person. Maybe on like a personal level, you know, on
yeah.
like a of course like in the stream, you know, you want to make sure that you read every single message, everyone feels safe, everyone's having a good time. But then when it comes to messaging 80 people, you can't do that every single day. And I had that realization a while ago, and I was like, it kind of broke me a little bit too, because I want to be there for everyone,
It
you know?
comes from a good place. That like that's
Yeah.
something in you that's good. Like you, it's probably something you felt like you wanted someone to be there for you.
Mhm.
So you're trying to pay that forward to other people that you think might feel like you. Um, but yeah, the reality is you've got to just be responsible with your energy. You have to be like, okay, I can only check on so many people at once. Um, and Nimi mentioned parasocial relationships in chat. I never thought I'd have to deal with that. I thought that was something that only um, larger content creators dealt with, but that has definitely happened, and it's a little weird to navigate. Um, okay, so yeah, so those are a little tricky to navigate. But I remember when we were talking earlier, before the stream started, where you were saying, like you appreciated that I kind of served as a mentor role for you.
Mhm.
Um, First of all, I was very humbled by that because uh, one of the things that's scarier for me is like the responsibility of teaching or delegating or instructing anyone else. I've only ever been responsible for myself, so when I'm responsible for someone else, I take it very seriously. But there have been other people like an Oborrok apprentice, so to speak, like other people that I tried to train, and they weren't as they weren't as like their foundations weren't as clear or pure as yours, and they tried to really, really throw a lot of pity parties so that I would feel the obligation to come help them. And they were very good at reading that and knowing that I wanted to help people.
Mhm.
And they just twisted like so much stuff in a weird way. And it was very sickening to kind of realize because just like how I care for you, I cared for them, where I was like, I don't want this person to be sad. I want them to believe in themselves. I want them to make something that they're proud of. And they didn't want to get better. They just liked the feeling of me feeling sorry for them. And when I found out that that was their food, that was their source, um, and I called them on it, they like recoiled like a snake and fucking just
Mm.
disappeared. And like
Mm.
they fucking fizzled out and they started like bad mouthing me to other people. And I was like, why? Like what? I did nothing but try to help you. Why would you do that? It was a big lesson, but God, if I hadn't met you beforehand, I think that person would have discouraged me from ever wanting to try to help other content creators out. Because you were you and one other person, and I also feel this for Alfanio as well. I have a lot of love for
We love
Alfanio.
the small. We love Alfie.
Um,
Alfie's amazing.
yeah, you two are really good examples of like people who have good heads on their shoulders, who have a purity in them. And even if you didn't have a purity, the fact that you want to do good,
Mm.
um, that matters to me. And I'm so much better at seeing that now than I was before. So that kind of shit has been that's been the tricky part, I think, of friendships. And I never assume anyone's like a friend. You know how I always call you my coworker, even though I've
Yeah.
known you for 5 years.
Yeah.
I do that because I don't want to put any pressure on you to feel like you need to do anything crazy for me. Like
Yeah.
we've had some very deep conversations, but like I also understand I don't want to put that pressure of like, oh, dude, I'm going through this really rough time. I need you right now. Like you have been through dark shit and you've never contacted me. I have been through dark shit and I never contacted you. We kind of just handled it and we met back up and you were like, oh boy, I went through some shit. And I'm like, yeah, me too. Like, but so that's something that like about streaming where I'm like, I don't assume anyone's a friend. I just assume we're like acquaintances until proven otherwise. Like a
Mm.
friend that's like, dude, I heard you lost this. I'm gonna help you out with this. I'm gonna try to get you set up on this. And I'm like, okay. But anyway, yeah,
Yeah.
that's that.
Yeah. I like that. I like that. I mean, taking from past experiences, learning, being able to kind of read vibes and realize this could go this way or it could go this way, kind of thinking about it beforehand, um, noticing maybe what someone's intentions are, if they're good or if they could potentially be, I mean, I don't know. There's a specific word I'm looking for. I'm blanking at the moment, but being able to realize people's intentions and then also again realizing in so being able to kind of going back to what you've learned is being able to read vibes, notice that you can't be there for everyone all the time because you only have a certain amount of energy in a given day or just at all, right?
Hmm.
And then also realizing that you don't want to put the pressure of a friendship or, I mean, honestly, anything on someone. You want to maintain whatever that is. If it is a friendship, a mutual, I mean, like you said, coworker, right? However you word it, you want to maintain that, but you don't want to get to a level where it's like you feel like you're maybe burdening them. Is
Yeah,
that
like
more?
you
Yeah.
you like you have coworkers that you fuck with, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
you worked retail. There were people you
Mm-hmm.
were happy to see. You could consider them friends, but
Right.
there's also
I wouldn't
like,
I wouldn't
eh,
tell them my life story, you
yeah,
know?
yeah.
I wouldn't be like, "Hey man, I'm going through this hard time." Like Yeah,
Yeah.
I definitely get you.
Like
Yeah,
as soon as like the
absolutely.
shift ends, you guys kind of both go home. I mean,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
granted, there is a gray area. There's people that maybe stay in contact after work. They get after work drinks. And, like it's whatever. Like there's a lot of nuance to it, and each person's different. You might meet someone who does perfectly fit that vibe where you guys just get along and you like being around each other. But yeah, I don't throw that I don't throw that word friend around very easily. I don't throw around like bestie very often, even though I know people like to do it.
Mhm.
Bestie gives me fucking red flags, man. Bestie sounds like that's like Regina George from Mean Girls type shit.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if you get that reference, but like, and it's in one of my good friends, like Candy Hydra, who I do consider a friend. She uses bestie, but I'm like, you know, like I don't know. It's a weird word.
I hear you.
It feels like it's primed for betrayal.
Yeah, yeah. I I think I mean
The
there's
bustin' besties.
I'm very when it comes to a friendship, a brotherhood, right? I especially over the years through being manipulated, through being used and that kind of stuff, I've definitely been able to tell you're about it or you're not, you know? But I've always been the kind of person that's very open about how I feel. So
Yeah.
I consider in my mind, right? I consider you a friend. You're very close to me. You are more than somebody I just know on Twitch, somebody that I just met, you know? I may have never seen your face, but I don't need to, you know? I know you. I know your voice. I know enough of you and I know your intentions and your desires that I can consider you a friend because I know that behind that VTuber there is no malice. There is no, you know, hate or bad intention, you know? So I personally consider you a friend. But I that's it's kind of like so I am very like open when it comes to that. So I'll be like, you're my friend,
Mhm.
you know, or somebody that's very close to me. You're my brother, right? I'm careful when it comes to the word brother because if you're considered a brother to me, you're close. You're
Mm.
very close. But there is a friend of mine, Eli, and he's actually he's my co-host of the podcast. We're trying to work on another like subdivision of the podcast, but
Oh God, spread yourself
um,
thin.
but he like ever since the beginning, it was never like you know, we needed to say like I always did because I mean that's just how I am, right? But it was never one of those things where we need to say like you're my friend, or you're my brother, or like we're close,
Yeah,
or I
it's just
love you.
something you
It
feel.
was
Yeah.
just one of those things where it was like I know even if this dude can't see my message for 8 hours, he's there. You know, it was just one of those things where it's like this is not just a somebody I know on the internet. Like I know that this dude has my back 100%, right? And
Mhm.
when it comes to again, like you said, like making
That's a good
friendships,
point. Like that's something you should inherently know. Like you said, you know he has your back.
yeah,
When you think about someone and you already know, you're like, if I was in something, they're with me.
yeah,
That's who you can count on. It's that simple. If you have to think, ah, shit, I kind of owe them favors, or sometimes they're in a mood and they don't want to be talked to. Like if that's the feeling you get, I don't know, man.
yeah, yeah, definitely. I definitely hear that. Like, and another thing too is not everybody needs to have that role, right? At the end of the day, if you have one person that's like that may be all you need, right? You may only need that one person that is that close. You could have a bunch of friends or you could have a bunch of people that you know, but at the end of the day, not everybody needs to be in that position. If you have multiple people that are in that position, that's great, but at the end of the day, you may only need that one person, right? And you may only
Mhm.
need that like I know for a fact this person's got my back and I for a fact have their back, right? And just
And
having that understanding of if it pops off, ride or die, you know?
yeah,
That's
the
hard to find. Like,
It's hard to find, and you also have to be careful when you have a single pillar to rely on, because if
Yeah.
they're the only people you ever vent to, if they're the only people you ever confide in, that can tax them over time.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you've got to be careful to dissipate what you're dealing with
Absolutely.
to either a therapist or to another
Yeah.
friend. Like you can have,
Yeah.
like, you know how they say like there's friendship group A and B, like, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes friendship B is the friendship you're petty with, and those are the guys you're just like, dude, I fucking hated this YouTube video I saw. This guy was just being so stupid and so annoying, and you don't mean that person malice. You just need someone you vent to,
Yeah.
and you shouldn't like, and maybe like your more positive friend doesn't like that kind of talk, and
Mhm.
they're like, hey man, come on, he's just, that's his audience, that's what he's trying to work with, let's give him a chance. And it's awesome that he's that wise and he's that above it all, but you need that one friend who's just like, dude, I fucking hated that intro. And you just be like, you'd be a little asshole, but it never leaves that friendship. You don't go on
Yeah.
Twitter and say I hate this person, or you don't make a video 2 hours long, you know, discrediting their life's work. You just like, dude, I didn't like this video. That
Yeah.
person was an asshole. Like that kind of stuff is healthy to get out, I think.
Yeah. Absolutely. Being able to like voice how you think, but obviously doing it around the right people, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Um, and I like how you said to not have to try not to have the one pillar to rely on because that can
Mm-hmm.
tax them. I like that. It's a respect for them also to be like,
Yeah. Yeah.
even though I'm having this issue, maybe I can deal with this one on my own, or I can go talk to somebody else, or
Yeah.
if it's really deep, like counseling, therapist, maybe a parent, right? Whatever
Oh
it,
fuck, you're lucky. Not everybody
yeah,
has that option.
yeah,
I can't
yeah,
talk to about shit. They, like, they would turn it into something else about the doomsday. And
yeah,
yeah, I'd be like, oh, okay, end times are coming. Got it. That's always the
yeah,
solution to
yeah.
every problem I'm having. Got it. So,
I got it. So we talked about this very briefly earlier. Do you notice a typical streamer vibe or feel with a lot of content creators, or do you tend to see more unique behaviors in the space?
it depends on the viewer count.
Mm,
I'd say there's three tiers of streamer. There's
okay.
underground streamer, there's big streamer, and then there's a streamer undergoing a pop off.
Mm,
So, uh, an underground streamer is somebody who everyone knows everyone's name in the community. It's like a bar. Everyone knows each other. Even the CEO of Twitch, Clancy, said
mm,
he feels like he vibes with those streams.
mm,
Um, then there's bigger streamers where it is a cult of personality. It is a hive mind. There isn't really much individual thought. And if there is individual thought, it comes in the form of a donation that's gone in 10 seconds. I don't know how much they're paying to have their words on screen, but it's very brief. Um, Streamers undergoing a pop off is actually an example I just saw with this new My Hero game. A
mm.
buddy of mine who averaged about 50 viewers, he's now averaging, and he's been averaging for 2 weeks, 500 to 700 viewers. And
Wow.
he has still got the mindset of an underground streamer. And it's the perfect sweet spot because he's so humble. He reads every comment, and it's like that is what streaming. And I'm not saying you have to read every comment. Sometimes some of those comments are just bullshit noise.
Mm,
But he took time to read all of them, and he said something that struck a chord with me. I was lurking, and I've been following it since the Kill la Kill IF game came out. Never, and I didn't type in his chat, but he said, if you took the time to write it, I want to take the time to read it. And I was
I
like,
like that.
think I said that exact same thing. And I was like, and I remember having a really good vibe about him. And I want him to continue having success. He just applied for partner after like years of playing and supporting anime fighting games and having like a arcade that people all come by and they all play with him and shit. And he's not egotistical. When he gets asked questions that might feel like they'd be uncomfortable for some people, he just answers them. Um, he isn't putting down anyone, because sometimes that happens when like the viewership is up,
Absolutely.
and then like old
Absolutely.
faces come through and they're like, hey,
I
just
mean,
wanted to stop by.
literally. Well, that wasn't a situation of somebody like a returning, like a OG in the chat, and then what's his name, Watery Shoe or whatever his name is, said
Yeah,
that it wasn't that situation, but that was a situation of like big streamer acting like that towards somebody
yeah,
smaller, right? But you're talking about a regular or like an OG, and then because of an influx in
yeah. They want to
numbers,
see what's
yeah,
going on.
yeah,
They're like, oh, is like what's going on here? What's
mm-hmm,
happening? Um, and I don't even blame them for that. I think that there's something that just happens with the like even as a viewer where you're like, this person doesn't usually do this well. Why are they doing this well? And then like
yeah,
you go and peek in. So I mean, I guess at that point it's the streamer's responsibility to be entertaining enough for them to stay.
yeah,
And you can look at it that way, or you can be like, hey, if you didn't fuck with the place, there's a reason you didn't fuck with the place. You're probably
mm-hmm.
still not gonna fuck with the place. But um, oh, the streamer's name was the Savior Zombie. He'll
Nice,
probably be on live later tonight. He's a really cool dude. I'm gonna be watching his progress. I wanna see how things go for him. Um, and I really like. I think I think that's like the perfect sweet spot is to have that small streamer mentality.
yeah,
Um, but who knows? Maybe things happen. I don't know what happens like with bigger streamers or how they get the way they do. Um, I don't know if they just expect people to show up every day and it's just like they feel it's owed to them and they're like, "Oh, we
mm-hmm,
didn't get enough viewers today. I'm just gonna end the stream." I saw that fucking happen, and I was like, "Okay," like I don't know.
yeah,
That's drama shit.
yeah. Whether it's one person or 1,000 people tuning in, if you're doing it for the right reasons, it does not matter how many people are there. You're going to enjoy it because you genuinely enjoy creating content, genuinely enjoy putting on a show, streaming, right? Gaming with your friends. It doesn't matter if there's 9 people or 500 people, if you genuinely truly enjoy it, you're you're gonna enjoy it. You're gonna keep streaming. And I've had many instances. I've known a lot of situations like that where it's like, oh yeah, we're only at 2 viewers. Yeah. All right, chat. See you tomorrow. And I'm like, dude, those 2 people made the effort to watch you. And you never know, if you were live for another hour, you might have got a big raid and met 5 new people. Or it's like, it's like, if you're doing it for the right reason, if you genuinely enjoy it, if you're streaming because you love streaming and you love creating content, then I mean, numbers are always going to fluctuate, right? They're going to go up, they're going to go down, they're going to spiral in circles, right? Like, it's going to happen. There's a million different reasons why you could do this a specific day, or you may average this a specific month, and then the next month is different. There are a
Yeah.
million different reasons for that, right? But stopping the content, stopping the stream because you're not seeing something that you're used to seeing, come on, man. Oh man, but
I
yeah, no, I've seen it a lot. I've definitely seen it a lot. I've been in quite a few chats that have been like that before, and I've also been lurking before, and I've heard stuff like that, and I'm like, one of those eyebrow raisers. I'm like,
I don't know what they're going through, so I don't know,
yeah,
man. Maybe it feels like shit. Maybe it feels really bad. I'm sure
yeah.
I'll find out at some point. But um, what's your next question?
My next question is, what are some of your favorite aspects of streaming specifically?
Um, I this actually, funny enough, ties into the thing we just talked about. Sometimes when I end stream, I'll go scrub back through the VOD to see the messages that I missed,
Yeah,
and I'll laugh at something that I didn't catch in stream. Like someone made a really funny comment, and I'm like, "Oh fuck, I wish I replied to that." And I try to keep a mental note when I go to bed. I'm like, "Okay, I want to talk to them about that the next day." He's taking too long. He hates it. Yeah, Nero got me. Um, no, I just like the people. Um, I think that a lot of people think that people are coming to the streamer, but I think streamers like coming to the people. Like we like to see those faces. We like to see those names. Um, it can feel very safe. It can feel very comfortable to know those people are there. Um, Sometimes I'll play a game off stream and I'm like, damn, I kind of wish that this person was here to see this. I wonder what Count would have said to this kind of scene, or I wonder what Massive Ghost would have said, or what Nero would have said about this character's design. They're now like, sadly, they're, and I know it's kind of weird. They're like ghost passengers now, like, or like when I'm playing stuff, I'm thinking about them.
Yeah.
So, and it kind of, in a way, it kind of fucked up gaming for me a little bit. Like, you ever been playing a game off stream and you're like, this would have been really nice to stream. And it's like,
Yeah.
no, you should just be able to enjoy the game by itself. It should be that entertaining, but you want to share it with someone else.
Yeah.
I think that's like a bit of a curse of streaming. It's like gaming is now content. It's no longer just for fun. But for me, fuck no. Sometimes it is content because sometimes I'm like, I did all this modding on Skyrim. No, I play Skyrim off stream. No, I'd be fucking shit on Skyrim off stream. Yeah, man, it's the people. Short answer, it's the people.
I like
If
that.
everyone, let's see, if everyone lurked, I don't know. I don't know. I guess it would be different. I wouldn't know what their reactions are.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. I think I crashed. Can you still hear me?
Yeah. I can hear you. I can see you. Yeah. You're good.
Interesting.
You're
Okay,
good.
maybe it's just on my end. Okay, I'm flying blind. But no, it's obviously the people, I think.
I love that. Now I know we did say 2 hours, so I'm gonna rapid fire these last couple of ones as you've been incredible, and I want to respect your time. So thank you very much. I'm gonna try to rapid fire these. So
Okay. Yeah, let's do it.
Alrighty. Cause I know I've already had you for 2 hours, man. I want to be very
I
respectful.
thought 2 hours was gonna feel much longer.
Yeah.
That went by
It's
way
been
quicker.
flying by, huh? We've been having some great
It's
conversations.
fucking hot, dude. It
Yeah.
is fucking
Yeah. It is
sweltering out here.
what time is it? Or not time. What it is
It's
89. It's
This is
89 right
terrible.
now.
I can't
90?
wait
Never
to.
what? Never mind. It is 91.
Yeah,
It's 91 right now. Jesus.
I'm ready to get up out this chair.
Dude, it was literally like freaking 72 degrees like yesterday. What the hell happened? Okay. Weird. Alrighty. Rapid fire question number 1. Do you have any content creators you look up to? Oh my god, your VTuber sweating. I just saw that. That's awesome.
No. I feel like that answer would have come to me immediately, right?
Mhm.
I don't think I look up to anybody. I look tangentially. I look at you guys. I get inspiration from other streamers like you guys. I get inspirations from my viewers. When my viewers go live, sometimes when I see how happy they are to see me or other people, it reignites me, and I'm like, I need to be greeting people like that.
Yeah.
Like they were so happy to see me when I came in. I need to remember to do that. Like I felt very seen. So I get inspired from other people. I don't think I've had very many streamer role models. No, I
Gotcha.
had negative role models. Like I told you,
Yeah.
I had examples of that showed me what I wanted to be the opposite of. So yes, in that
I like
instance,
that.
yes.
Do you have any specific goals for your content creation journey, either soon or long term?
Yeah, I have. I have a couple of goals. I want to do a. Actually, I want to be careful. I don't like to say my goals out loud.
Okay. I respect that.
So I'm actually going to avoid that question.
Okay,
'cause
absolutely. I get
I
you.
got a superstition about the manifestation of saying a goal out loud. So
I got you.
I'll
Alrighty.
skip that one.
Let me see. What do you feel is unique about your content creation and what keeps your community coming back?
The openness of being lewd, the ability to identify that it's a natural part of us, to have a nuanced respect for it, to say that something is sexy but not need to be extremely objectifying about it.
Feel like you have to
Um,
hide it, maybe?
yeah, I'm very open to like learning other people's walks of life. Um, I try to not like I try not to kink shame. I'm always fascinated when someone tells me about a kink that makes me react in a way because I'm like, well, you made me react. I like that because that means it's something that makes you uncomfortable, and I want to investigate why that is. So, I think that that's what makes me unique. Yeah, I think that's probably what it is.
I like that. Alrighty.
Like, yeah,
No, what was that?
that's it.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay, I got you. I just don't want to cut you off. If someone asked you how to get into streaming and content creation now, for the first time now, what advice would you give them?
Um, Cover a niche topic. Uh, Explore it extensively. You need to build up your YouTube. You need to be consistent. You need to pay attention to trends. You need to capitalize on those trends. You need to spread your social media awareness across multiple sites, as many sites as you can. You never know what's going to pick up traction. That's what the consistency is for. That's like the play-by-play book. There is a there's a different kind of book for people who know how to just hit the arrow directly in the center and get like a million view video on their first video. I don't know how to do that because I haven't done it, but I know there's ways to do that. So I would just say consistency. Build up a brand image. Make sure your colors are the same everywhere. Your logo type's the same everywhere. Everything. Build up an image.
Easily discoverable across platforms.
How do you do that? Oh, you mean like your image being easily?
Yeah, having the same image, having the same at. So it's if you were like, check me out on Twitter, and then your Twitter is like Fire Dragon 69182345,
sure.
And you're just like you're like, So I get you.
Yeah.
I get you. Yeah, but like okay.
That's it. Most importantly, make things you're passionate about. And I think you have been through that phase where you had to cover a game that you didn't like. Even if those videos did well, it didn't feel any sort of excitement in you. Or if it did, it was less powerful than it used to be.
Yeah.
Cover a topic you're passionate about, and the rest is going to happen on its own. Like, legitimately, the rest of it will happen on its own. Because you will unconsciously attract people who know you're passionate about things. If you try to go, oh, I'm going to farm this game because it's new, you're going to be one channel and a million other channels that are all covering the same topics, doing the same thumbnails, covering the same info. But if you're passionate about it, you'll have something different to say. You'll have a nuanced take on things that other people aren't paying attention to. You will find things that no one's looking for. And you could probably talk about a single topic that's not even part of the main thing people are talking about, and you could explore that so deeply, other people become interested in it. So make sure you cover a topic you really enjoy.
I like that. If you were to start from scratch in content creation and streaming, knowing what you know now, would you do anything differently?
That's a good question. Man, I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. I think everything that I did, even the bad shit, even the bridges I burnt, the stress I went through, all helped make things better. So no, I don't think I would do anything differently. That's how I am in life, though. I wouldn't do anything differently in life. Like, yeah.
I like that. I like that. Really, even considering the negative aspects, very happy with how everything turned out. Realizing that even the bad led you to where you are now. So taking lessons from the good and the bad and applying it to your situation, learning from it, growing, and ultimately coming out better on the end. I like that. I really like that, man. Suki, thank you for your time. It's been wonderful. It's been amazing. My man. Alexa, I'm not talking to you. She keeps doing this. I promise you, I like, this is like the third time she's done this, bro. It's like the third time she's done this, bro. Golly.
You're gonna get recommended a bunch of Suki videos now that you heard it so much.
Yo. So do you have anything to say to the people?
Yeah, I've been wanting to speak to them this whole time, but I know that we're very like locked in for the interview. I'm really happy to see so many of you guys here, and I've been enjoying reading your comments, even though I didn't get to respond to them. First name, Efidel, Nero, Dubsy, Nimi, David Docs. I know you just got here. Nikki, um, all of you guys. It's really good to have you here. Thank you for being a part of the journey, both mine and Obo's. Um, I knew Efidel was lurking. How did I know you were here? You didn't even type. I knew you were here. See, Efidel is someone I used to see in my comment section. Like every fucking video I put out is that little profile picture right there. He has been with me so long. Um, he's always there, man. Thank you, Efidel. Golem, thank you for being here as well. Thanks for taking the time to listen to our conversation. I honestly I could talk to you for hours, man, but it is so hot.
I
Um,
got I got you, man. I definitely got
I'll have
you.
to do the inverse of this. I'll have to bring you on at some point,
I'd love
and
that,
I'll get
man.
to interview you.
I would love that. So now, lastly, where can people find you?
Oh, I've got. Let me get my card link. I have a card link.
Oh, I actually
That
I
I
have that.
can.
I have that in the description. I do have that in the
Okay.
description if you want to put
Oh
that
well,
in
then
the
that one.
yeah.
There's
If you want
a
to put that in
there's
the
a link
chat.
to
But yeah, no.
my free.
So TikTok,
Mhm.
Twitter. You want to tell them a little bit about your socials?
They can't go to the orange site. I don't want
Yeah.
them to find me there. Um, unless they look real hard. But yeah. Yeah. That's pretty much it, man. Um, I ain't got nothing to promote. I ain't got no movies coming out.
I like
Not
that,
yet,
man.
anyway.
Yo, Suki, thank you very much for your time. It's been an honor. I learned a little bit more about you, and every single time we speak, it always is a wonderful time. I always learn so much, and I'm always walking out of this conversation realizing that I can take amazing lessons away from it. I can take your wisdom as well that you've taught me. So I thank you very much for making the time to be on this podcast. And I thank you very much for your insight. I thank you very much for your journey. I thank you very much for continuing to go live. And I thank you very much for even in the hardships, even in maybe the burnt bridges, everything, right? You made it to where you are now. You know all of us. We know you. We love you. You love us. This is an amazing opportunity to be able to be a part of your life as well as you are a part of ours. So thank you. We
Dang,
appreciate you very much.
how do you come up with all that? Like Jesus, dude.
I'm speaking from my heart, brother.
You
Always.
must be great at dinner prayer. Does Mama Wolf have you do dinner prayer?
We actually we don't typically do that. We don't
Interesting.
typically do that. No, we're always talking to God, you know? It's always an
Okay.
opportunity, you know? Yeah.
Dang.
But
Well, shit. If you weren't a streamer, man, I think you'd make a real good salesman. You
I
can
you know
just
I
spear
always
like
I always
that.
thought about the auctioneering or whatever it's called. Hey,
Oh
I
my
thought
God,
I
you would have loved that.
I thought about that when I was like when I was really when I was young. I was like, yeah, I wonder if I could do that. And yeah, they got a bid on 395. Yeah, I always thought about that when I was younger. Alrighty, man. Suki, thank you very much. We appreciate you. You're doing movie night tonight, yes?
Yeah, I did want to say that on your stream because I thought it would be like a self promo thing. But
You
yeah,
self
we're
promote all you want. Go ahead, sir. Like
okay.
I told you before we started, this is basically a streamer shout out. Okay,
Okay.
this is about you. So everyone,
Right,
if
there
you're
might be some
watching,
people who come by the video that don't know me. Yeah.
yeah. So if you're watching this live, if you're listening on Spotify, if you are watching it once it is a VOD, whatever it may be, definitely check out Hihsasuke. Check him out. TikTok, Twitter, Twitch. His new YouTube channel also Hihsuki. Check him out on all his platforms. So definitely, he's an amazing guy. We love him. We appreciate him. And again, Suki, thank you for your time. Thank you very much. Now I know it's very hot, so I
Yeah.
won't hold you. I won't hold you any longer, man. Thank you very much. I appreciate you, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. I'll definitely try to be a part of movie night, man. Alrighty.
Yeah, yeah. I'll delay it a little bit. We're gonna watch Gran Turismo. which is funny enough a movie about a gamer becoming a real
Yes,
race
sir.
car driver.
Yes, sir.
And I think you're gonna fuck with that film hard because there's some themes in there that I think you and Mama Wolf will definitely be able to connect with.
I
And
like
after
that.
that, we're gonna watch Haunted Mansion, the newer one,
Oh, I
in the
love
late hours
that.
of the night.
Those are two movies I've been wanting to see. So I love that,
Sweet.
man. Yo,
All right.
thank you.
Take care, Oval.
Yo,
Take care,
thank you very
chat.
much, man. You have a great rest of your day. Be easy, man.
Bye
Peace.
bye.
Alrighty, man. Yo, Wolfpack, Suki's community, everyone, that was amazing. That was amazing. Thank you guys for being here. We appreciate you. That was absolutely freaking wonderful, man. I'm really happy we got to have that conversation. Every single time I talk to Suki, man, it really genuinely always is a good time. It's always a good time, man. I learned so much, and I'm never every single time I talk to Suki, it's never there's never a feeling of like, wasted time. There's never a feeling of any of that. Every single time I learn something, every single time I can apply something new, it always is an honor to be able to speak with Suki, and to speak with you guys as well. Thank you very much for supporting him. He's an amazing guy. He really is an amazing guy. I'm honored to know him. So thank you. Thank you very much for supporting him. Yeah, man, this truly has been a wonderful journey. For myself, for Suki, content creation is it's an incredible thing. It really is an incredible thing. It's a beautiful thing. It is a way to connect with so many people, and I know that both of us love it so much. We can connect with so many people. We can spread a message of positivity, and it really genuinely always is a wonderful time. So we thank you guys very much for being a part of this journey, and we thank you for being a part of our lives. Thank you. As much as we may be a part of your lives, you guys are just as much a part of our lives. And as much as we can inspire or encourage you, you have definitely inspired and encouraged us also. So thank you. We love you very much. And thank you very much for listening. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys have an incredible rest of your week and a wonderful weekend. Thank you very much, Wolfpack. Thank you, Suki's community. Thank you, everyone that tuned in. We love you so much. Goodbye.